Hey everyone, it's Marianne from the New York City Organization of Public Service Retirees with another segment for a reply from Michael Mulgrew's United Federation of Teachers, RTC Retired Teacher Chapter meeting from November 28th. Here is another clip, and of course we are going to fact check this because that's what our organization does. We will give you the correct answers and we will let you know what's not true and why it's not. So here we go.
Thank you. First of all, I'm honored to be speaking after Mr. Drum, who was our wonderful city council person, and welcome back to New York City. I'm Gloria Brandman, retired 7 years, but I've been a proud UFT member for over 45 years.
Thank you for that.
And yeah, so my question is actually small in a way compared to the city budget cuts. And yeah, we'll be out on the streets whenever you call.
I know that.
To do that. So it's a smaller issue, but it's very big to a lot of our retirees, and that has to do with the copays. And what I want to know is why are our union leaders who are in the control of the Municipal Labor Committee and the city not allowing the city to appeal the court ruling against retirees having to pay copays? We won that. The city is appealing. Why is the city allowed to continue wasting our money on this appeal?
I want to clear this up. We don't allow them to do anything legally. Okay? Just like they did not allow us, they didn't want us to be part of the suit on Medicare Advantage, where we would have taken a completely different tack with it than they did.
Well, that's not really entirely true. The MLC, Municipal Labor Committee, applied for an amicus status in every one of our cases. They felt they had something to say and they wanted to be a party. And the judge said, no, you really don't have any reason to be a party. The city has attorneys. They're more than amply able to argue their own merits of their case. They do not need you, MLC, to argue it for them. And if the city did want them involved in any other level, I'm sure the city still could be working with them. However, Michael Mulgrew is trying to tell you, I want to save you. I could fix this for you, when really he negotiated the deal with the city of New York, but he wants to tell you that he's the savior. He wants to help you save it, but he actually caused it. He's not being truthful.
So the minute the copay piece went in, they said automatically they're going to appeal it, and which is what they're doing at this moment. So I just want to be clear. We don't have, I know you made it like the UFT is strong inside of the MLC. Never, and thankfully, I am very happy that we are. I don't, people have said that they want to change it to a non-weighted voting, and I don't believe that the 73,000 members of our retiree chapter or the 130,000 members of the in-service chapter should have the same voice as a union with 300 people.
Now, question. This is for the Municipal Labor Committee union members. Since we have asked you, given you proof, given you evidence, cited your own bylaws, we've given you parliamentarian reports to tell you that the MLC isn't following its own bylaws, isn't doing votes the way that they're supposed to do it according to Robert's rules. They never even call the union name with the weighted vote structure of their vote, and no one's ever challenged it. We've told you, according to the parliamentarian who was an expert hired by this organization to listen to the MLC meetings, that the parliamentarian said that when they call the vote at an MLC, any vote, they should say United Federation of Teachers, whatever the vote is, knowing that the vote is a weighted structure of 250 votes for every one vote for every 250 members. It would be nice to know, is Michael Mulgrew weighting this even more by counting retired union members? Or is it just active union members? What is it, Michael? You can put your answer in the comments because I'd like to know. What is it? Are you gaming that system too? What is the weighted voting structure for every single union in the Municipal Labor Committee? Every principal of every union has the right to know what that is. And yet every time a vote is called in the MLC, they'll just call the union name. That's it. And they don't tell you what the weighted voting structure is. And then Harry Greenberg will call the vote at the end and tell you that it passed unanimously or passed overwhelmingly. But they're not telling you the weighted vote structure, and they really should. Continuing.
believe in democracy. So that's what, you know, when people say, oh, well, we want to pass a resolution that says the UFT will weaken its power and its authority, that's insane.
No, it's not weakening your power, Michael. You see, if you allow the other unions, you're not the almighty. You're not a god. I know you might think you are, but you're really not. And there are other union leaderships that out there who do have a brain, whose members of their unions and their retirees are equally as valuable as yours. You are diminishing their value or importance by controlling the vote and what happens in the Municipal Labor Committee with citywide issues, including MLC agreements. Basically, you're hog tying them to commit to what you agree to, whether they like it or not, simply because they're a small union. That's not democratic, sir.
That's insane. You know, what some unions would love to do.
Look at what you did.
Quite hurtful, because they're only worried about their own interest, which is.
And that's what you did when you chose in 2014 to negotiate a contract partially funded on the backs of every employee in the city of New York and every retiree, so your union can get a raise. That was self-serving. And then in 2018, committed everyone to continued savings of $600 million in perpetuity. And you never delineated how. And then what you did, you suppressed the HIP rate, you added copays, you added narrow networks, and you tried to jam everyone into Medicare Advantage plans that was Medicare eligible, stripping them of choice and stripping them of the ability to remain in traditional Medicare. That's what you did with Henry Garrido and Harry Nisboli. Proud of you for that, Michael. That's what you did.
Take that point of view. We try to look at things more holistically. When it comes to the city, and Gloria, this is what I will tell you, I am extremely frustrated with the city's law department under this administration. We, the MLC's council, constantly sends letters. Why are you doing this? What are you doing with this? This is the wrong strategy. What are you doing over here? This is, they have lost case after case after case, not just on with us, but on all sorts of other things. They are basically a pack of incompetence as far as I'm concerned, but they're also dangerous. So what they do with their legal department, they'll continue to do. And I don't expect any changes right now at this moment, and when they first came in, we did speak to them. They did recognize that there was a problem, but then nothing changed. And we are just as frustrated as you are. So that's where we're at with that. But I appreciate that question.
Oh my God. What do you do with this? What a mess. You caused this, Michael Mulgrew. You caused this. You caused the copays. You negotiated the copays. It wasn't forced on you. Emblem Health didn't come and say, hey, let's go screw those retirees and put copays onto the senior care plan. You know why you put copays in senior care, Michael? It's okay. You could tell everybody. It came out in court already. It's in the court record. You did it to make sure that senior care was painful to stay into, so that everyone would go into the Medicare Advantage plan that you wanted them in order so that they would not be in senior care, and the savings to the city you can claim as part of your MLC agreement so that you could continue to get your raises. You did that. You tried to make staying in a supplement to traditional Medicare so painful, people would run away from it. A plan that has been enjoyed by Medicare eligible retirees for almost 60 years. You did that. Emblem Health didn't impose them. They were told to do it by the city of New York, who agreed with you to do it because according to the 1992 agreement, any decisions in healthcare have to be made on a citywide basis with the unions. You're the union. You allowed them to put the copays on. I don't see you kicking and screaming, bad shame on you. You did what we didn't want you to do. You agreed to it. That makes you complicit because you colluded with management to diminish a healthcare benefit for workers and retirees. You did that. Not the retirees, not me, not our organization, not Emblem Health, not senior care. You did that, Michael.